Here is Kevin Kennedy and Rich Herrera with an Inside the Dugout quick fix.
Red Adams was a longtime Dodger pitching coach. In fact, he just passed away himself, I think, about a year ago. My very first year as being a minor league catching instructor, he had a dinner in Florida. It was called Extended Spring Training, which we used to have in the Tampa, St. Pete area. And Red was there as a roving pitching guy. He had retired from being a major league pitching coach, but he was still part of the organization. He hosted the dinner for myself, my girlfriend, which later became my wife. I remember Tommy Byers, who's with the Cubs now as a hitting instructor for so many years. His wife was there. Joe Alvarez and his wife was there. Joe was the manager at the time. And these names, some people may remember, some may not. But anyway, there was 8 of us at the table. And when we got to the restaurant, it was a nice restaurant, a steakhouse. And Red said, number one rule, you can't sit by anybody that you know. In other words, you can't sit by your significant other. You can't sit by your wife or girlfriend.
Really?
Yeah. And that's where I learned it. That's where I learned about mixing up the clubhouse. And I said, wow, really? I can't sit by, my fiance? He said, no, nobody can. And so what he did, he made me sit next to Joe Alvarez's wife. And then on the left, maybe it was Tommy Byers' wife. I never met either one of them. And next to him, next to my wife, my girlfriend might have been Joe Alvarez. And on the other side, it might have been Betty, Red Adams' wife. And she would have been next to another instructor's wife and guy instructor that was there. So in other words, the whole table of 8 or 10 of us was all mixed up. And the reason he did that was obvious as we got talking, because he wanted people talking to each other instead of just talking to their significant other as they were at this dinner. He didn't want everybody just to be whispering, to the other not talking to everybody else. He wanted
how amazing.
Yeah, you get the picture what I'm saying, right? And so it became a party. It became like, wow, this is awesome. So by the time that dinner was over, 2.5 hours later, all 8 people or 10 people, I can't remember if it was 8 or 10, but they all knew each other. We all knew something about the other. And the next time we saw them, hey, good to see you. Debbie, good to see you. Irene, good to see you. You know what I mean? It was like family.
Inside the Dugout with Kevin Kennedy and Rich Herrera can be found on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, and RadioInfluence.com.